Good morning and welcome to today's reading. Today we have a particular question that we want to answer. This comes from Mystic Christina. Thank you, Mystic Christina, for writing to me and asking me about this issue. Why do we avoid the things that deeply internally we know is good for us? Why you keep avoiding what your soul is asking of you. That is the theme of this reading, and I'm tickled to do it for us because every person I have met along the last 20 years of readings, I would say that all of us have this tug of war going within our souls that's keeping us back and holding us from living our best life, right? So what we're doing here is we're going to address the tug of war inside. And to me, the tug of war is all about our current self, our current version of ourself, and our future self that really understands us better than we know and wants to guide us through this process of taking inspired action at the moment it's offered and not to delay it. All right? So let's draw the cards here and see what we have for us. Okay, so we have the Ace of Swords. And we have the Sun. And we have the Three of Pentacles. And the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Wands. Very interesting to have those two tens right there. I picked this deck specifically for you and all of us, Mystic Christina, because it's from the tarot deck that's called the Tarot of Opposites, because it just totally feels appropriate, the Tarot of Oppositions, because this is such oppositional energy, isn't it? Now, we are going to be doing our tapping at the end of this reading, so be sure to stay tuned till the end so you can tap with us and move this energy we're going to uncover. So here we have the Four of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, the Seven of Wands. Yeah, there's so much conflict that I'm seeing here, and I feel that what the first thing I'm sensing is how hard we are on ourselves, right? The Two of Cups, yeah. How hard we are on ourselves when we sense that the universe is disappointed in us, or that somehow we are perhaps even with the energy of a child, like a naughty child who's not doing what it should do, right? And who of us can't relate to that at this point, the rebellious at heart that are my kindred spirits. We have the Four of Wands. Okay, so we have an inner battle that's going on, and we want to have some peace, some guidance, and also, how do you tell what's an inspired action or what is just wasted effort? So in this column, we're taking a look at the possible energy that's going on for you. Where's my pointer? There it is. Okay, so in these cards, we do have both sides, both energies of the cards are displayed. So in this card, what it's saying is like our future self knows that a fresh start, that pulling the sword out of the stone, that being able to create momentum is going to bring us what we're really wanting. There's a sense of being at a loss and missing out on the part of our life that we believe will make us happier. Okay, when we look at this particular card and we can see that in the bottom part of the card is a figure who's enjoying the money they have. In the top of the card, we see the figure that is feeling stingy, wanting to hold back. And this is echoing that hand on the sharp edge of the sword. So the energy that's presenting right now is fear of loss, fear of control. There's something within us, and I say us because I can relate to this energy. There's things that I avoid doing, and I think that's a misinterpretation of what we're being called to do. Many times learning how to do something takes some effort, but guidance is always presenting very doable, easy steps if we can just trust the journey that we're on. Now, the possible challenges for us is definitely to believe that we can make a giant leap of progress forward. That's what is holding us back. That's what keeps us from embracing the task of an inspired action and putting it off until tomorrow. But this is a huge conflict here. The Knight of Swords is all about fast moving energy, wants it all right now. And isn't that true of you? Can't you sense within yourself, whether it's career, if it's your home life, if it's your finances or your love, that you really want to get there fast? That's true. I feel that energy. The sun is the promise. The sun is the promise that we are working on. We have been trusting the universe for a while, and we understand how manifestation works. In fact, we've seen some amazing manifestations. But what the truth of the matter is that we are at the moment feeling kind of parched by the sun, that something in our life is putting a lot of pressure on us. And so this could definitely be a challenge for what's holding you in this static energy between I know I should do it, but I just can't manifest through it. And then when we look here at the next column, this is your advice from Spirit. And this is a dear card for me, the Three of Pentacles, because the advice from Spirit is you need to have a team to do this. It takes a village of angels to help you break through the avoidance habits that are holding you back. And this Seven of Wands, this sense of defensiveness that you've been holding yourself when you're alone in this battle and nobody knows how much you're struggling, it can be exhausting for you, all right? And the angels are saying, we are here. We want to support you. We see the tug of war that's going on within your being, and we are right here, right now, to guide you. So the fact that you're listening to this reading is your golden ticket. You're following the advice of your inner senses. Your future self has guided you to this reading. And even though you feel conflicted about it, inspired action, and there's probably something that's been waiting for months for you to take action on, the reality is that with the angelic guidance, your future self will bring you through. The next column is the unexpected blessing that's here for you right now. The unexpected blessing. Let's take a look at it. We have the Two of Cups and we have the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is the maximum level of discomfort that you're having, that you have been frozen in time, where you have been freezing yourself out of benefit, and it's melting. So today, which happens to be September 16th of 2025, this is the blessing that is here for you right now. That it is a time of melting the obstruction to your inspired action for a breakthrough. The blessing is that you have been enchanted, you could say you've been bewitched by the idea that the way you are doing things is working for you. But look at this couple. They're not communicating well. They're not communing at all. If you can imagine that these figures are represented by your future self and your current self, this shows that conflict. If we flip this card around, you can see that once this restriction, once this belief system that you just can't trust those inspired actions, once this continues to melt away, the power of the sun behind it, the relationship between you and your future self comes into being. Imagine, if you will, use your imagination and think, what if my future self is a real part of my current energy picture, the blueprint of who I am? That future self wants to repair the relationship so that you can achieve what it is that you're wanting. When we look at the last column here, we're looking at the possible outcome of your, how can I say, connecting with your future self to trust these inspired actions. What is an inspired action? An expired, that's an interesting slip of the tongue. Inspired actions give you a warm sensation within you. There's a bit of excitement. What would happen if I did this thing? So an inspired action for me would be to, for example, to do this brand new reading that is a theme rather than an astro sign. And so my inspired action, even though I felt a little bit insecure about it because I haven't done it this way, I'm stepping in and I'm doing it. The outcome is that I'm switching up my game plan. I'm trusting that carrying the burden of what's been happening in the last 6 months around my readings, that by allowing that to close and to trust that inspired action, I am walking forward towards my next chapter. We look down here at the Four of Wands, and once again, we're seeing that the outcome here is a complete turnaround of how we used to do things. With the Four of Wands, again, with the disagreement between me and my future self, and you and your future self, you're not supposed to be carrying these burdens. If you feel a kind of guilt or that you're disappointing the universe, no, it's not about that. Your future self loves you so much and wants only the best for you. It's helpful to write a letter to your future self. Ask your future self for the wisdom to know which task is most essential for you right now, and to leave the rest for another time. So I'm just going to reverse these for our benefit so that you can really see what happens when you come into agreement with your future self and you are no longer carrying the burdens alone. Your angels and spirit guides are causing you to walk easy as you walk forward to a new chapter. Tens close out a cycle. Here we have this Four of Wands where we have the future self and your current self working together. So ladies and gentlemen, friends, Romans, and countrymen, what we want to do is to create a connection between you and your future self. Why is it that you keep avoiding what your soul is calling? It's because of the fears of the past. It's because you've made some errors. Sometimes you have failed and you thought to yourself, well, I did follow my guidance. It didn't work out the way I wanted it to. It's supposed to be that way, guys. We are not able to step out of our boundaries until we trust the unknown. Your future self lives in an arena where there is no time. We can trust that guidance. Okay, so right now we're going to do tapping so that we can assure our inner being that we are on board, that we're willing to take a chance and to step out and take action on at least one task that rises up into our knowing when we think, what has been inspired in me that I have not done yet? Okay, so let's take the side of the hand, and all you have to do is repeat after me as you hear these statements. Even though there's a part of me that feels this tug of war so strongly and carries guilt and blame about it, there's another part of me that knows the truth. And even though I'm conflicted, I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. And even though there's a part of me that is worn out and tired of all this, there's another part of me that realizes I'm melting away my resistance. And even those two parts of me are in conflict. I completely love and accept myself anyway. Okay, good. Now I'm going to go ahead with the rest of the tapping points, but if you want and you're new here and you don't know quite what to do, just go ahead and tap your inner wrists together like this, so gently, and repeat the tapping prompts. On the eyebrow point, I know exactly what this is about. Side of the eye, I am a little nervous and afraid of pain. Underneath the eye, isn't everybody? Underneath the nose, I feel safest when I'm alone. Chin, yet the universe keeps calling me outside of myself. Collarbone, there's got to be an answer here. Rib point, why am I avoiding the momentum? Underneath the arm, why am I fearing the change? Top of the head, I've never quite understood the relationship between me and my inner being or future self. Eyebrow, I am curious about it though. Side of the eye, what if my future self is real? Underneath the eye, what if there's a version of me underneath the nose that's already had the breakthrough? Chin, wouldn't that version of me, collarbone, know exactly how to get me through this issue? Rib point, I'm going to make a decision. Underneath the arm, I'm going to claim a friendship with future me. Top of the head, I'm going to take the time. Eyebrow point, to develop. Side of the eye, nurture. Underneath the eye, and cultivate. Underneath the nose, a relationship with future me. Chin, I want to find my inspired actions. Collarbone, I need the perspective of future me. Rib point, future me can line them up underneath the arm and empower me. Top of the head, to check off the list. Eyebrow, future me loves me. Side of the eye, future me is me. Underneath the eye, I am my future self. Underneath the nose, and my future self is very smart. Chin, my future self knows exactly what needs to be done today. Collarbone, and I can make a decision to trust my future me. Rib point, I love future me. Underneath the arm, the truth is I love all the versions of myself. Top of the head, that I have known through my life so far. Future me has never left my side. Okay, good. Now in the center of your chest, repeat after me. Take a breath. Excellent. I release to the cellular level any vows or promises that I have made that no longer serve me. I release to the core of my being any old, worn out beliefs that I cling to that insist I'm better on my own. I release to the cellular level any false pride, false guilt, or false premises that are holding me back from nurturing my future self relationship. One more. I release back into my ancestors throughout my family line any old insecurities or belief systems that no longer serve me today. Wonderful. Okay, lay your hand right on your chest, right where you were just tapping. And take a couple of breaths as if your palm was breathing right into your heart. One more. Excellent. Now repeat after me. I am so thankful and relieved now that I realize how much my future self wants to help me. I am so happy and grateful now that I have a blueprint. I am overjoyed and relieved now that I have tools to help me move forward. Excellent. Shake out your hands and wrists. And let me just give you one little idea. Take a piece of paper and write down the list of the things you've been avoiding. Just write down the tasks and then go through them and rank them from 1 to, let's say you have 5 things that you feel you could be doing, you should be doing, and you haven't done. Write them down and rank them in how much effort it will take to do those inspired actions. From 1 is very little effort and 5 is the most effort. And then just commit to doing number 1. Take that action step to write down the inspired actions that you've been delaying and to put action on it today. Remember, when you choose action, it's a sign that you and your future self are working together to create a bridge between today and your next chapter. And the irony is, every day you wake up, it's today, right? There is no tomorrow to work toward. Every day is fresh unto itself. Imagine if you took an inspired action every single day. So there you have it. Thank you for your time and your attention to this brand new reading. I would love your comments below. Any suggestions that you have or any questions, I would love to hear them because that way I can fine tune the readings to your specific needs. Once again, thank you, Mystic Christina, for your question. I know you are not alone and you have guided us into a new chapter of trust in the universe and more specifically into our future selves. Go forth and prosper, my dear friends. We'll see you next video.